Hello everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on the makeup that I'm wearing now. I wanted to do something that was quite bronzy and glowy, but I wanted a little pop of colour on the lower lash line. You probably won't be able to see it from there, but it's quite subtle. The way I've done my eyes is a little bit different to how I would normally do them. I was just kind of playing around with makeup, so you see that I already had done one eye before the video. But I've got a little bit of false tan at the moment, so I really wanted to use that as an opportunity to like bronze up my skin, especially now that it's getting warmer, and it's just something that I tend to really like to do. I like to do my makeup quite different in the summer. I really focus on the skin to get it like glowy and bronzy and everything like that. So if you want to find out how I created this look, then please just keep watching. So I've already done one eye. I was just kind of playing around with a little bit of makeup. I recently picked up this eyeshadow from Inglot when I was in London, and I've seen a few people use this colour in tutorials. It's the matte eyeshadow in the colour 307, and it's just this like really nice teal blue. I don't have anything else like it, so I wanted to incorporate that with a little bit of bronze. I wanted to keep it nice and soft and simple. I did use quite a few different like palettes to create this look, but I was a bit bored, so I'm going to zoom you in. So the first thing I did was just prime my eyes with a little bit of concealer. I've recently picked up the L'Oreal True Match concealer. This is in the colour number 2 Vanilla. It's the lightest colour that they had. I'm not sure how I feel about this concealer yet. I think it's nice, but I don't think it's one of my favourites. Just in terms of the way it kind of sits on my skin. I do like it for kind of covering up like blemishes, so I'm just going to blend that in with my Real Techniques sponge. I've been using my Real Techniques sponge a lot lately because my beauty blender is just completely ruined. I definitely didn't clean it as much as what I should have done. You can use any eyeshadow to set your concealer. I would always recommend to set it though, or you could use a powder if you wanted to. I'm just going to take the colour Foxy from the Naked 2 palette, and I just like to load it up and just give myself a good base to blend all of the eyeshadows onto. This is a pretty quick and easy eye look. It's not the kind of one that I would tend to go for, but I think I just wanted something that was a little bit softer where I could incorporate a little pop of colour. So I'm going to start off by taking some Peach Smoothie on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to run it through my crease just to give myself a little sort of base to work with. This is probably my favourite kind of crease colour that I have. I do really want to get a new sort of brush just for this step, because I feel like I need something that's a little bit bigger and a bit fluffier. So I think I'm going to pick up the, I think it's a Sigma E40 brush. So I'm just going to pop that in my crease. I mainly focus it on kind of this part because this is the part where I've got quite a big gap, so I want to sort of just deepen it up here just to bring my crease just that a little bit higher. And then I'm going to take my Morphe M505 brush with a little bit of Creme Brulee. Both these eyeshadows are by Makeup Geek, which is probably my favourite brand for single eyeshadows. I definitely want to pick up more. I really want to pick up some more of the foiled eyeshadows because I have the colour, I think it's Jester, and it is just an absolute gorgeous colour. So once I have applied that, I'm going to go back in with the first brush that I used and just blend it all out. I really wanted something that was a bit sort of bronzy, but I just don't feel like I have the right kind of gold bronze eyeshadow, so I did kind of layer some together just to see what I could create. So the first colour that I went in was Suspect, which is in the Naked 2 palette, and I just took it on my MAC 240 brush and I just applied it all over my lid. But this for me, I feel like was a bit, when I first applied it I felt like it was a little bit too light, and it was too, it didn't have enough like warmness to it. I've got quite a few of these pressed eyeshadows from Makeup Academy, and this is in the shade number 30 Pearl. I feel like if I had an eyeshadow that looked like that but actually applied like that, I'd love it. But these are nice eyeshadows, but they're not the most pigmented. So I tried to pop some of this on top, but it can be a little bit difficult because you do get quite a bit of fallout from these eyeshadows. I went in with MAC bronze eyeshadow. Again, I feel like this is a eyeshadow that is just not warm enough for the kind of look that I was going for. So I'm just going to pack this on all over the eyeshadows I've already created, and it does give a nice kind of smoky effect. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of fallout underneath, but that is absolutely fine. And then I'm going to take just a small fluffy brush, anyone would do, and I'm going to go in with Max Texture just to blend out the bronze and just add a tiny amount of depth in the outer corner. And then I'm going to go back in with my Morphe M505 just to give it one nice last blend. And I just wanted to kind of do a really soft sort of smoky wing. This is the Stila Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner in the colour Damsel. I am running a little bit low on this. So all I did was just gently pull my eye and just do a fairly thick line and keep it right tucked in close to my lash line. What I do really like about these is they are very kind of easy to smudge. I just wanted a deep chocolate brown just to smudge that, so I've got my Morphe 350M palette, and I'm just taking the darkest colour in the bottom corner just on a flat foundation brush, and I'm really going to pack that colour onto the brush and just start to smudge that line in. And the thing that I love about looks like these is you can be quite messy when you do these, because that's kind of the whole point. And then once I've kind of smudged it in, I just try to drag it out a little bit just to create a very soft, subtle wing. So I'm just going to take a little bit of makeup remover just to clean underneath my eye. And then I'm just going to give my eyelashes a quick curl. And then for mascara, I recently picked up the L'Oreal False Lash Superstar X Fiber, and I really do like this mascara. I think it adds a lot of length and quite a bit of volume to your lashes. So it just has a two-step, so you go with step one, and I feel like even with step one your lashes do look really good and long. And then step two, you can see all the like fibres, it looks a bit like fluffy almost, and then you just apply that straight on top, and it just creates such full, like almost fluffy looking lashes. So I definitely recommend this mascara. I will be picking it up again, I think, after that one's run out. For my lower lash line, I did want to bring a little bit of the brown down, but I did want to have that little pop of green underneath as well. So I'm going to start off by taking the Stila Smudge Stick again and just packing that right on my waterline. And then I'm going to use the same chocolate brown that I used to smudge out the top bit, and I'm just going to take some of it again on the same brush and just pack it on underneath just to really smoke that out a bit, and just connect it up to the top line as well a little bit. And then I'm just going to take the Inglot eyeshadow with a pencil brush and just start to apply that underneath. You can just kind of build it up until you've got the kind of depth of colour that you want. And then this is my favourite brush for kind of smoking out my lower lash line. This is the Morphe M514, and it's perfect because it's small but it's not like scratchy or spiky, and you can just really get it under there and just buff out, and it just makes everything look so seamless. But at the moment it does look a little bit crazy just because I don't have like foundation and concealer and everything on. So I'm just going to apply some of the mascara to my lower lashes. So I've applied some mascara to my lower lash line, and then I just went ahead and filled in my eyebrows, or my other eyebrow, just to save a little bit of time. So now I can move on to my face. I'm going to start off by using the Nivea Daily Essentials Express Hydration Primer. My skin has been quite dry recently, even though normally this time of year I do find myself getting quite oily already, and I think maybe it's got to do with my weight as well. My weight loss is the fact that I don't get as oily, because I think it was probably a lot of it was probably just me being quite sweaty. So I do like to put quite a lot of this on because it does sink into the skin quite nicely. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. I absolutely love this. I picked this up probably a few weeks ago and I was mixing it with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation just because it was a little bit too dark. I did get the shade 52, which I think is the second lightest shade. I have got a little bit of false tan on at the moment, so this does match me pretty well. I've used the Bourjois 123 Perfect foundation and I tend to use this on and off just every once in a while because I think this might break me out a little bit. I just always feel like around the time of me using this, I just tend to break out a little bit. I have got like one breakout at the moment, but I think that's just like a hormonal one. This is in the colour 54. This is maybe like one shade a little bit too light. I feel like when I put it on, because it's not very full coverage, it does tend to show a little bit more, but I do really like this foundation. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this, and again I'm just going to use my Real Techniques beauty sponge just to pack that on my face. But as you can see, it doesn't even really look like it's too dark for my face, even though I don't have any false tan on my face. But once it's all blended in, I do feel like it sinks in on my neck. I don't really like to match my neck exactly anyway when I've got false tan on, just because I feel like it is still really obvious, and I do think if anything you should try and go maybe a shade lighter, because once you've got powder and bronzer and everything else on, you can get away with it a lot more. But if you've got foundation that's way too dark for you, it can be real obvious. I just love the way this makes my skin look. It does make my skin look really natural. I still really love the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, even though it is quite a mattifying foundation. I do find that because I put a lot of like hydrating primers on, it does work out a lot better. And then to conceal under my eyes and just highlight a little bit, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. I actually keep on going into like Boots and Superdrug to see if they still do the L'Oreal Lumi Magique, because that was my like favourite foundation. I used it so much when I started my channel, and I just don't think they do it anymore. And we don't have the Pro Glow over in the UK yet, which is very frustrating that I feel like we have to wait so long for the like bigger launches. And I don't really want to be paying like £30 off Amazon to pick it up when I don't even know if I'm going to like it yet. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because I was never a huge fan of the regular True Match. I do want to try it again because I know a lot of people rave about it, and I think the formula might have slightly changed. So yeah, I might pick it out. But this concealer does look quite nice. I just feel like I'm a little bit on the fence about it at the moment. I need to keep trying it because I haven't had it for that long. I've probably only had it for like less than a week anyway. So I'm just going to apply some on my other eye. So I'm pretty low on this at the moment, so I'm just going to take a little bit of my translucent powder. I'm not going to bake, I'm just going to use it just to set my under eyes, because I do find that you do get a very similar effect anyway, and I find that as long as it's set, it doesn't crease and it doesn't move. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match powder. I think this is in the colour 3W. I really like this powder because I feel like it does make your skin look really nice. It does set it really well. There is a sponge and a mirror underneath, so it is good for travel, good for touch-ups. I personally don't really tend to use the sponges that you get in them though, but I just find that it adds a tiny bit more coverage. You can really build it up, and I've never thought that my face looks cakey when I wear this powder. A little of it goes a really long way, so you don't need a lot, especially if you've got slightly drier skin. And this is something that I pretty much always tend to use when I've got a little bit of false tan on, or just in the summer months in general. And this is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Magnetic Appeal. I don't know if you can actually still get this anymore, but I think any kind of shimmery or bronzer with a sheen, I feel like this looks very similar to the Makeup Forever Pro Fusion Bronzer, and it has this similar kind of sheen. So it's not glittery, but I think if you had a deep skin tone, you could probably use this as like a highlighter. But I just like to use this just to kind of warm up my face a little bit and just to bronze it up. I haven't really been contouring that much lately. I've mostly just been doing this and then applying a little bit of highlighter just because I've really been liking how that's been looking. I find that sometimes if I have too many different colours on my skin or just too much going on, then it doesn't look sort of seamless, whereas I feel like something like this, it's not that it looks natural, but I just find that it looks a lot more flattering, and I really like to pack on quite a lot of highlighter. So I find that doing this allows me to do that without looking too over the top. And then I just go back in with the brush that I used to apply the powder, and I just go underneath just to make sure I haven't like sort of bring it down too far. This is a True Match highlighter in the colour, I think, Golden Glow. I have done like a full review of this on my channel, so I have that link down below. But I feel like I haven't been able to get away with actually using this as a highlighter yet. So since I'm a little bit more bronzy, then I'm going to use it. And I'm just going to pick up the gold shade and the kind of pinky shade. I'm going to avoid this shade down here at the bottom. So I'm going to pack on quite a lot of this and just really buff it in on my cheeks. I do really like this highlighter just because I think that it's not over the top. It looks natural, but you can tell that you've got highlighter on. But the thing that I think makes this different is rather than you looking like you've actually put highlighter on, it more looks like it's the foundation that's just more like glowy. So I do really, really, really like this, and I feel like a lot of times when I do apply highlighter, it can be really difficult not to look like you've just got this like stripe on your face. So yeah, that's what it looks like, and it does look really nice. You could probably get it more intense if you like wet your brush or something, but I like the way it looks, and I like the fact that I can pack quite a lot of it on without looking too over the top. And then I'm just going to take the gold shade, I'm going to pop some of it on my nose, and then just a little bit on the bridge of my nose. So before I go ahead and do something for my lips, I am going to spray my face with some Fix Plus. I'm going to spray quite a lot just because I really want my skin to really pick up that glow, and I do find that it really kind of helps to accentuate the highlight as well. So I'm going to try and avoid my eyes as much as possible. So I think for my lips, I really want something that's quite pale and nude. I really struggle to find colours like that just because I am more on the fair side. So I feel like most colours on me look quite dark or too pink or too brown. So I think I'm going to mix Kat Von D's Bow and Arrow with a little bit of the LA Splash lip tint mousse in the colour Charmed, just to get my perfect colour. I am going to line my lips slightly. I'm going to use Sublime Culture by MAC just to do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of the Bow and Arrow, and I just want a light layer, so I'm just going to dot it on our lips. Just on the top and bottom. And then before that sets, I'm just going to take some of the LA Splash colour and just kind of go over the top, just on the bottom lip though. Just going to rub my lips together and then just take a lip brush or just a brush and just blend it in and just smooth it all out. So this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I am really excited about getting into doing more makeup videos, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff on my like wish list at the moment. There's a lot of new things that have come out that I really want to try. If there is anything that you would like me to get so I can review it, then just let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.